Hello, everyone, and welcome back or welcome to Good Games and Good Drinks podcast. I'm your host today, Your Shyness. And while you're here, feel free to like. If you're on YouTube, comment, subscribe. If you're on Spotify, just listen, like us, follow us,
and follow.
Boom.
Yeah.
This morning, I'm drinking a drink many people know, but a lot of people don't like. Ginger beer.
Is that ginger ale's cousin?
So think about like if ginger and sugarcane had a baby,
Oh,
Okay.
right? So if you like the
Okay.
taste of ginger and you like the taste of sugarcane, that's literally what this is in a bottle. And this is craft
I didn't
brew,
know
so it's
ginger was like juiceable. Was that is it ginger juice? Or
yeah.
is it
You
like,
can juice ginger, you
Okay.
can juice cane,
You can milk it?
you can juice anything really.
Is it
that,
beer?
that reminds me of that one movie about milking a cat. It's like you can milk anything.
Yeah.
Oh,
I digress. I digress.
Currently, I am still playing Octopad Traveler because that game is amazing. And it's a typical RPG, so you have to grind. So I'm still under leveled with some of my characters. I thought I had a main, but I had to level up some people because they weren't strong enough for their chapters and they were dying in one hit. So back to the drawing board there.
Yeah. Have you finished a story yet? Or are you still kind of going through your first story?
Still going through the first.
Yeah.
I'm kind of spreading out to all of them all at once, so I'm doing all of the stories at once. It's a lot to take in. Like there's a lot of lore. But moving on, Bryce, what you got going on?
Yeah. So I think last time I said my good drink was coffee. So I think I'm gonna stick on that same caffeine lane, but revert back to a traditional video game related caffeine drink and say good old Mountain Dew, the classic Mountain Dew.
Code Red.
Classic.
Code Red.
All about Code Red.
All
Do they
about-
still make Cold Red?
Yeah.
I think
Do
so.
they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have this purple one that I only find
I
in
saw
gas
that. I
stations.
saw that. Yeah.
So I'm like, that one's really bad for me. So
It's like
I need to
lighter
test that.
fluid.
It's like all the colors. Code Red, Livewire. I wish they showed Baja Blast in the stores, but I think that's a Taco Bell
That's a
thing.
Taco Bell exclusive.
Every time I go
Back
to
to
Taco
that.
Bell, it's like gotta get that
Exclusivity.
Baja Blast.
Let me
Coming
get
back
an
around full
extra
circle.
large, no ice, and just divvy it out.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of like that high C orange from McDonald's, it's like it tastes completely different than anywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
Like
They took off the menu at a McDonald's I went to.
stole. They're back. So I got these for my son, right?
Nice.
It's not the
Yes,
same.
it's,
Not the same.
Not the
it's,
same.
it's a
No.
different
Different
like
formula?
recipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I feel like all the drinks that come out the fountain
it's
taste
different.
better than
Yeah.
the package.
Especially
Yeah.
Taco Bell fruit punch.
Okay.
It's something about I guess it may be the tacos or maybe just the fact that it's in Taco Bell, but that fruit punch that they used to have was like top tier.
Yeah.
What
yeah.
brand was it?
I never asked.
I mean,
No, I mean, like was it
like
like Tropicana or
Hawaiian
was it
I think it was Fruitopia,
Sobe,
maybe.
Fruitopia?
Oh,
That sounds
yeah, it
about
was.
right.
It was.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember. It
Yeah.
was.
I was like,
yeah, yeah.
it's crazy. But I was always like inebriated when I drank it, so I was like, fruit
It's like,
punch.
this is so delicious. Oh my gosh.
Marcus, what you got going on? Oh wait, no, we.
Oh wait, no,
What
wait.
game?
I need my game.
What game?
My
Yeah.
game. So last time, if I remember correctly, you had to go back to episode 1, but I think I said my good game was Forza Horizon 5, and I said it was my good game before I played it. So I'm going to go with that same trend again too, and say a good game before I play it, and that's Death's Door. It's right now it's on PC and Xbox, and it's $20. You can't beat it.
Wait,
It's an action adventure game.
wait.
Insane.
Wait, Wait,
What?
how is it your good game? No, see, last week you're like the best game of the year was the game that you mentioned, but you didn't play that, but you didn't play this. But this is your good game?
Yes.
How can you say a game is good before you play it? What if it ends up like No Man's Sky?
Because
like that game was super hyped and they had gameplay and
well, I mean, Death's Door's been out since July, and I've seen multiple gameplay videos, multiple
That's
streams.
Okay.
It rated well. It's going to be on a couple Game of the Year lists. So, I mean, we didn't set the rules for a good game. Like, let's just be clear. So, we didn't say your good game has to be a game that you played. So
you're right.
Okay.
But hey, I mean, if for episode 3 and on, I'm happy to drop a game that I played.
No, it's cool. I like it. All right.
But yeah, if you like Zelda, you will like this game. It's heavily influenced by old school Zelda gameplay, 3D, not top down, but like 3/4 top down view. You go into dungeons, kill bosses. So on episode 3, I'll actually go into what it is.
You're talking pre-Ocarina of Time Zelda?
This is like Link's Awakening.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but I mean modern, like 2021 version of that. So almost like you could think of it in the same vein as the updated Link's Awakening on Switch.
Okay.
In that same vein, it's a different art style, but the gameplay is very, very similar.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm just gonna. So I've been home pretty much all week because my son's daycare had the vid kind of thing going on. So my good game of the week is what is it called? Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympic Games, because I've been having to play the Wii with my son. All right. And then on top of that, I'm kind of going to my like Salmon Yay thing. So what pairs great with playing that game after you're like 47th time down the bobsled trail goes great with vodka. Okay.
Makes those twists and turns a lot more fun.
Yeah, a lot better. Yeah, especially after the 90. Once you get to like time 50, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You want to add just a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Any brand in particular?
You still gotta watch them. I got the great Grey Goose with the lemon, getting fancy. You know what I'm saying? And then I have to add the what I add to the Simply Raspberry lemonade with that. So I got a little. Yeah. So good game, good drink. That's the podcast. We here.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So jumping right into it, we're gonna start with the Oled Switch. So the Oled Switch came out just a little while ago and had a lot of upgrades on the previous Switch, larger screen, better battery life. But one of the features that came on here was actually 4K support with the dock, which starts the rumors of there's a 4K capable Switch coming out, because why have 4K support if your system doesn't push out 4K? So this kind of solidifies to most of us that there's a Switch Pro on the horizon, and they just came out with the OLED Switch to kind of throw everyone off. What do you guys think? Bryce was.
I mean, yeah. I don't have a Switch, so I guess maybe I don't know if that would make me get a Switch. Well, I guess so, because it'll be like more.
So what's the main reason you haven't gotten a Switch so far?
I'm not really into. I can't even say I'm not even into Nintendo games. I play PlayStation, so I don't want to have to like get a game here. Like majority of my games are going to be on PlayStation. So if I get a Switch, it's mostly going to be for like a Mario or a Zelda. And I don't want to have the time to invest in playing that when it's a game on PlayStation that I'm already playing. So
go ahead and extend that backlog like the rest of us, man. Just
I don't think that's time for that.
Succumb to
it. I guess. Well, it's a lot of games on the Switch that look like really, really fun that I eventually want to play. And I know like once he's gonna be tired of the Wii. So I know I'm gonna have to like upgrade the Wii to the Switch eventually. So I'm just like buying my time.
Black Friday around the corner.
They're gonna be off in those old Switches. Like if you can find a V1 Switch, those are probably pretty cheap right now.
Okay. You got a Switch, Bryce?
It's collecting dust, but yes.
See, that's what I'm saying.
I have two or three games for it, and I really only played Breath of the Wild for it so far. And that was how many years ago? So yeah,
that's crazy. My PlayStation is collecting dust right now. My PlayStation 4.
Okay.
We're not talking about the other one right now.
Yeah, can you collect dust in a box?
No, it should be dust proof in there.
Okay.
Crazy. Well, so
I mean, I think my whole thing about the Switch Pro is like when I start to think about it, will it be a docked style system? Because when I think of like Pro, I think of multiplayer online. People have the big screen and a controller in their hand in a stadium or whatever. Like, I don't see too many Pro circuits with
handheld,
like a handheld, pro circuit. So
yeah,
it just makes me wonder when I hear a Switch Pro, like, are they gonna go like full on TV and just bypass the mobile piece and just focus in on the Switch Lite, and then have that be the new mobile Nintendo platform, and then the Switch Pro be the main home platform that's a little bit stronger? Like, that's my whole thing. I can't envision them having the docked approach for a Pro system. I don't know. Maybe.
Well, I would argue that they would kind of have to have the docked approach, because if they want to keep all of their fans and keep everyone happy, then it has to have the same interaction with everything else. So the system itself would be more powerful. It would be more expensive. Mm-hmm. But the dock is what does all the heavy lifting as far as like video output. And the new OLED dock also has Ethernet ports, so you can hardwire it. So they're already gearing towards like the more pro circuit. When you're mobile, they don't expect you to be pro, of course, because Wi-Fi gaming isn't that great. There's no point having 4K output on a screen that's this big. But if you're playing like a ranked match, you're not going to be playing a ranked match at an airport, driving through. You're going to be somewhere where you're sitting and dedicated. So
if you put your mind to it, why not?
Because no one else can do it. So like there would be no point in Nintendo trying to own that space and try to create like a pro circuit mobile, unless they're trying to just own that area, because no other game system allows you to do that. Not even PC Master Race.
Well, what about the now that I think about it, the Steam handheld that's coming out next year?
So I don't think that's going to be 4K output, and it's probably not going to be pro circuit. It's going to be like what a Switch Pro would be. It's going to be a nice handheld system that you can play games on, but not necessarily play ranked matches. You're going to lose most of the time, because playing like this is not the same as having a pro controller in your hand and not worrying about, rage throwing your machine.
Yeah. Just the controller, not the actual like.
Exactly.
The most expensive piece.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So moving on to the next topic, GTA Trilogy Launch. So that's a point of contention for a lot of people right now. Marcus, you look like you have a lot to say about that.
Okay, so I haven't played it, so I'm a hypocrite, I guess, because I said last week I was going to buy it. I didn't buy it yet because I just wanted to see what the remastered was going to look like.
Yeah.
Don't look too remastered. I know it looked like some scary alien type stuff that I was seeing out there. I don't know. Did you pick it up, Bryce?
No.
Okay.
And I'm actually glad I didn't, because like to your point, I was watching people's reactions, and they actually pulled it from PC because it was pretty trash. So I'm glad that I didn't. Like it makes me feel like this was just another cash grab by the team. Like,
yeah.
I mean, when was the last time they released a brand new game? It's been
Red Dead Redemption 2.
It's been Redemption
years.
Yeah.
And that wasn't that last 2 generations ago?
It was PS4.
It came out.
Didn't that come out on the 360?
Red Dead Redemption 2 was on the Xbox One.
Yeah, it's PS4.
Yeah, it was on the last generation, but
2018.
Yeah, that's 3 years ago. Yeah, that was almost 2 generations ago.
But I mean, I feel like if I haven't played it, like if I was in your shoes, Bryce, I would still like pick it up and play it, because I mean the missions are still there, it's still fun. But like looking at it, if I already played it, I'm like, okay, like I already played this 15 years ago. Why want to do it again if it's not really remastered?
Yeah, like there's no point in replaying a game if they haven't done anything new and exciting.
But if this is my first playthrough, I would still definitely play through it just to say. I mean, because I'm watching Twitch people and YouTube, like it's still fun, but it just doesn't look like worth a repurchase if you already played it and bought it.
Yeah, I've seen some scary bugs. Man, this is like Cyberpunk all over again. Like, nope, I'm gonna wait.
And what's crazy is Cyberpunk was a new game, so this game should have been an easy home run for them, and they kind of dropped the ball.
Yeah, probably had like 2 or 3 people doing a remaster.
You know, like,
and then everybody else was working on GTA 6. Maybe.
No, they're working on GTA 5.
There's no GTA 6. They're gonna be just like Elder Scrolls. They're gonna forever just remake this on different.
They just feel like they can't. Like they've reached their peak. Like they feel like they can't do better than Part 5. So it's like, you know what? Let's just keep on re-releasing.
I read somewhere that because Snoop Dogg was talking about Dr. Dre doing the Super Bowl thing or whatever, and he said Dr. Dre was working on something for GTA. So I'm thinking that would have to be GTA 6, because I don't think he would be doing anything for GTA 5. Like
unless it's a DLC radio station.
You know what? You're right.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
You never know.
What else came out? Make me mad.
Like, next topic.
All right, so going into something that excites me very much. Shin Megami Tensei 5 actually just came out on the Switch on the 11th.
I'm unfamiliar. Switch. Okay.
So for anyone who doesn't know Shin Megami Tensei, because they're a very cult following, but it's a well-known game. I'm going to use a lot of comparisons to games, and it's going to make a lot of people angry who are Shin Megami Tensei fans, because that's just how it is. But if you've heard of a game called Persona 5, Persona 5 takes all of the demons in that game, and all their demons are based off of Shin Megami Tensei. Shin Megami Tensei is actually like a 30-year-old game. Like it's old. It's been out for a long time. So basically, if you want to just like an easy comparison, it's like Pokemon, but they're high-res demons. So you go around, the demons have like different, traits and qualities and like special moves that they do. And they're, weak to certain attributes. They have certain attributes. You build them up, teach them different moves. They learn moves from each other. So you can like, let's say you have 2 monsters you don't really want anymore. You can sacrifice them. There's like this elaborate sacrificing scheme usually. You sacrifice them and it creates something new with new powers.
That sounds like Travis Scott coat stuff.
What's it? Why are you making that joke? Like when you sacrifice these things, when you sacrifice these things, like it actually puts them in like a guillotine or like an electric chair or like something crazy where it's like they're actually like you're offing these people, and then it manifests into something new. So there's a great storyline usually. The difference between Shin Megami Tensei and Persona 5 has a lot more like interactions with people. So you know, like you spend time with your friends and build relationships with them. Shin Megami Tensei is like, no, you need to build up your monsters. You need to get better at fighting. It's a turn-based combat, and I love turn-based combat. So I'm really looking forward to that game. Throwing
Is
away
it 2D?
All my backlog and starting there.
Is it 2D?
No, it's not 2D. It's 3D. So
okay.
Yeah.
I'm just had to ask.
I love my 2D games, but if you can come out with a good 3D game with a good story, like I'm there.
And is this the first edition of that series on Switch?
Yes. And we've been waiting for a long time. I never thought they were going to come out with it. I just thought it was rumors. The last Shin Megami Tensei came out on the 3DS.
Oh wow!
Jeez.
Yeah.
And was that 3D or was that like is it the same style?
It's the same kind of style. And what's weird is they came out on the 3DS when the Switch was out. So
that was 4.
Well, it wasn't 4. It was like Q5 or something like that.
Okay, some weird numbering.
It's like Xbox 360.
Yeah,
Xbox One.
So that's a game like everyone needs to at least look into that game a little bit. If you like turn-based combat, if you like Pokemon, if you like RPGs, like try that game. Give it a try.
All right.
When does that come out?
It came out on the 11th.
Nice.
So you know,
did you play it? Have you played it?
We're starting our podcast too late for me to get a free copy, but you know, I'm working on the next one.
For the future.
For the future. Okay.
Exactly. And speaking of future, now we can talk about the Forza Horizon 5 launch because that actually recently happened.
Yeah, I mean, kind of the same boat. Launched around the same time as Shin Megami Tensei. How you say it?
Yep.
Bless you.
If you say it faster, then it sounds like more fluid.
I have to like enunciate each one.
You gotta bow when Shin Megami do shot. You gotta bow when you do it.
Yeah. But yeah, Forza Horizon 5 launched last week to folks who have it on Game Pass, and then this week for folks who wanted to actually purchase it. And it actually turned out to be the top, the most successful Xbox launch ever. I think there was one article that said there were 6 million people who were playing it at one point, which is like insane if you kind of like think about it. So I played it a little bit. It's a beautiful, beautiful game, and I wouldn't consider myself a racing gamer by any stretch of the imagination. I actually used to hate the driving missions in GTA. But yeah, I have it on Game Pass, and I played a little bit of it. And it's fun. It's definitely probably the best looking game on Xbox. And for folks who do have an Xbox 5, wait, Xbox 5 is that
Xbox
right?
5. I don't know.
Yeah.
It might be.
Xbox Xbox Series X. It's like a mandatory. Like you have to have it for your backlog. It's just one of those games that really showcases what the Series X and S can really do. So if you don't have it, definitely check it out. It's a must play for sure, and I'm looking forward to playing a little bit more of it this week.
So okay.
Is there like a story to it, or is he just going around racing?
Yeah, there is a story. So like when you start, you have like a group of people that are kind of like helping you on your circuit. So it is kind of like a story interweaved into it. Again, I kind of just started, so I'm not deep into it, but there is some type of storyline that pushes you to the next objective. So
is there a photo mode? That's what I need to know.
There is definitely a photo mode, yeah. And there's a ton of like just side-by-side pictures where you couldn't even tell that it's fake or like in the game. It's like that realistic. It's insane. And it makes me excited as a non-racing gamer for Forza Motorsport. So like Forza Horizon 5 is more of kind of like the kind of an arcadey, not fully arcade, but like more fun like arcade style of racing game. or Forza Motorsport, that's more of a simulation, like a racing simulation game. So that, like, seeing what they're doing now with Forza Horizon 5 makes me even more excited for Forza Motorsport, because they have more time with the system. And Forza Motorsport is typically the one that really shines the capabilities of a console. So I'm looking forward to even Forza Motorsport with that one too.
You got a little Italian accent there.
Yeah. It's the Shin Megami Tensei 5 that's like throwing me off. So,
well, I'm actually looking forward to playing that game. I don't have an Xbox. Well, I don't have one of the newer Xboxes, so I can get it on PC. But
yeah,
that's true. It is on PC.
But see, my problem is, if I'm going to do it on PC, I'm going to get the racing wheel.
Do it up. Do it big. Yeah.
I'm gonna upgrade the chair. Like,
gotta get a helmet.
Yeah,
the helmet might be a little too much because
nah. You gotta go in with the visor, put it down.
Make it happen.
Get some gloves.
Oh, and get the little fans right here so the wind's blowing.
You gotta have a scarf too, so it can, all of that. I like it.
So have you guys seen anything about the Halo Infinite campaign?
Yes. And that's another game that I feel is going to really showcase what the Series S can do. So,
hey guys,
so are you gonna take some vacation time?
I have a PlayStation 5. I have PlayStation 5 right here. I don't know what y'all talking about. PlayStation 5.
What?
So,
PS5.
PS5. Yeah.
I actually strongly considered taking a vacation day because it comes out on December 8th. What is it, Wednesday? And I do have like three like vacation days left over. So I'm like, do I want to spend those 3 for that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday?
So you can knock it out.
And like keeping it real, like I probably will do that, and just do like a marathon session from Wednesday to Sunday, drinking my coffee and my Mountain Dew and going through the campaign.
Well, what's crazy is I'm actually starting to plan like staycations based around playing games, and just I'm gonna 72-hour game, like just beat this right now. Because I think that's the only way I'm gonna be able to get through some of these games. Halo is actually one of the first shooters that I actually went back to, besides GoldenEye. So I'm actually excited about Halo, and I hope it's good, because every time I'm about to get back on, they're like, oh, it's bad. I'm like, well, there's no point.
From everything that I've seen, just like how Forza Horizon 5 was like my kind of game that I chose as a good game before it even came out. Halo Infinite is on that same way, because I played the multiplayer tech preview a few weeks ago, and they could have released the multiplayer then and right then and there, and they just got 3 more months of development time to even fine tune and polish that. So with this week they released some gameplay footage over on IGN.com, and
for the campaign,
what I've seen on that
for the campaign, or just
for the campaign.
Okay.
It's going to be no complaints. I'm saying it right now. It's going to be 10 out of 10 game of the year contender already. You can just tell, because it was supposed to release this time last year. So like, if you give a developer an extra year of polish before the game comes out,
and it better be good,
man. Yeah.
It better be good. Better be.
Okay, better be good.
Better be.
All right, got you.
All right, and
I'm gonna go on the record and say it will be good. I will eat crow if it comes out to be trash. But I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's gonna be 10 out of 10.
So
special.
this crow you speak of, are you like, is it raw? Are you like grilling it?
I mean, y'all
we gotta grill it, because we don't want you to get bird flu or anything like that. So
air fryer. Do you have air fryer? Air fryers.
Air fry. Yes.
I have it on my wish list.
Air fry. Oh. Look, I thought I hated those things, and then I came here.
Man,
it's special.
Look, you put the salmon in, done. Put the vegetables in, done. No cleanup.
And I love fresh cut fries. So just the idea of being able to cook fresh cut fries in an air fryer. I have it on my wish list. I'm waiting for Black Friday or Cyber Monday.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a good thought. I keep forgetting about Cyber Monday, so I need to stop buying things and wait. Okay. Speaking of waiting,
2 weeks.
So someone just had a recent anniversary.
I like it. Oh, did we? Oh, me or PlayStation? We talking about PlayStation. All right, I'm here. So,
I mean, you could
I
combine
did.
it though.
Yeah, I did have an anniversary, 7 years. Shouts out to my wife.
Congrats.
So yeah, PlayStation came out a year ago, earlier this week. The most successful launch ever of any system. I don't know if that's true. I just said it. It sounds good. But
sounds right. Yeah.
That sounds right. But I have stats.
Oh, we love stats.
I have stats. So, oh wait, where am I go? Okay, so these were the top 10 most played PlayStation 5 games. Anybody have a guess of what number 1 is?
Top 10?
Top 10.
Fortnite.
It's Fortnite. Fortnite is number 1. Number 2 is Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Number 3, FIFA 21. Number 4, NBA 2K 2021. Assassin's Creed was 5. Destiny 2 was 6. MLB The Show 21 was 7. Spider-Man Miles Morales was 8. Demon's Souls was 9. And NBA 2K 22 was 10. So going down that list, it wasn't a lot of like PlayStation exclusive games there. It was more stuff that came out not even for PlayStation 5 only. I think Miles Morales was pretty much that came out on PlayStation 4 too, but it was PlayStation 5. But yeah, the majority of these games were out before.
I'd attribute some of that to the fact that a lot of people are having a hard time getting their hands on these systems right now.
It's true.
Yeah.
So I mean, and then there's people like me who just have them and they're not playing like PlayStation 5 exclusives because, you know, they're waiting on that one exclusive that's going to make them. And with all the lines being blurred with exclusives right now, and, you know, it's on multi-platforms, I don't have to play an exclusive because
Spider-Man was fun. Spider-Man was a good time.
Yeah, that's on my list.
See, that is on my list to play. And whenever I play that, it will be on PlayStation 5, but I gotta get there first.
All right. And what else did I have?
But there were only 2 games on that list that I would even consider playing.
Which 2? Assassin's Creed?
Nope.
No.
Assassin's Creed, like after I played like a few of them, I was like, I don't like this combination of I don't like that whole scenario. Because I've done it before. Spider-Man and
Demon's Souls.
Not Demon's Souls. Those kinds of games.
FIFA.
You playing FIFA?
No, I don't.
Lawrence is not a sports.
I don't play sports games.
You don't play any sports games.
No sports.
So other than it was Fortnite, Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, Destiny, Demon's Souls. Those are the only non-sport games.
Destiny. I actually still like Destiny.
Okay.
I haven't played it in like 3 years.
Yeah, it's been a while. I haven't seen you in the tower forever.
But yeah, like Destiny was a lot of fun. It was just they kept having all these paywalls, and I was like, well,
paywalls?
Yeah, like they had that first
all the seasons,
yeah, all those. I'm like
all that stuff. Okay, got you.
So I was like,
yeah, we'll talk about that later in that question.
All right. So now on to some speculations, which is always fun. Breath of the Wild 2 finally has some gameplay. We've seen some trailers. So early speculations. I'm gonna love this game. I didn't think I was gonna like Breath of the Wild 1 with their breakable weapon system. Like okay. But even if that was still present in Breath of the Wild 2, I'm interested. He has a new arm. He flies up in sky cities. Like this is completely different.
I feel like Breath of the Wild was like digital opium. Like we're like you try it once, and then you just like
You're
addicted to it, and then you just like you keep going back and going back and going back. I spent like 175 hours in Breath of the Wild, and so yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to Breath of the Wild 2. It was the reason why I bought a Switch. I only have like 2 games for Switch right now, and one of them being Breath of the Wild. So
when I tell you one of my pastimes became hunting Lionels and just like messing with them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
the first time you encounter one,
it was scary. I was like, what is that thing? And then he just like looked at me, and it was just on.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Like I have like a vivid memory of like the first time I encountered one. So like you can see him just like standing off at a distance, just like he's not even moving. He's just like standing there with his arms crossed. So I'm like, what is this thing? So me being stupid, I just like run up to him. It's like, hey, who are you? And then like I die in like 2 seconds. Okay, I'm not powerful enough yet.
Was your first encounter when they were forcing you to go find it, or did you just find it by accident?
By accident, yeah. Like off in the valley. So I think that's probably why it wasn't moving. It was just there in the distance. There were no other like enemies around. It was just like a random Lionel just like chilling.
What color was he?
Okay. It wasn't. Is it white the most powerful one?
I think it's gold is the most powerful, and then white's under that.
Yeah, it was like one of the first level of
so it's like red.
Yeah.
Yeah, he killed me too.
Granted, I haven't played Breath of the Wild in like 20 years. So it was the lowest level.
Yeah. I've never been as nervous as those encounters in that game. Like everything else, I'm like, oh, but those, it's like, change up the flow.
So there's gameplay like trailer for Breath of the Wild 2?
So
like what?
There's gameplay, but not like regular people gameplay. It's like demo. You watch them go up to the skies instead of down underneath the ground where the shrines were before. So that's an interesting take. I think they're gonna use the whole map again, and
the same map.
So we'll be aware of kind of like a general area of where the cities are, and then I think they're gonna like change what we encounter there, because they had a lot of unused space in that map, and now they have the potential to kind of flesh out some of those areas where we didn't get to see a lot before. So like some of those labyrinths, like they can do something more with those. They can literally reuse everything and make it a brand new game and not have to create a new world.
I have a question. Do you think we'll get to play as Zelda in Breath of the Wild 2?
We better. She's been in all the Smash Brothers. Like she's a big role, and I'm tired of just saving her all the time.
Because that was kind of the rumor, is that that's going to be the twist in Breath of the Wild 2, is that you get to actually play as Zelda in a Zelda game.
Don't you always play as Zelda? Never mind.
No. I get the joke, but that's a terrible joke. It's a terrible joke.
That's funny.
All right, so going on to the next topic, we have the Sega Microsoft Alliance for Cloud Gaming. That sounds like a mouthful, but it sounds like a lot of fun.
I don't even know what that is.
So I didn't know we were going to get to this topic. So
well,
how about can we how about we go up 2 rows and talk about Netflix?
All right.
Netflix gaming
launch.
Yes. So Netflix is coming out with
what's structure? Who cares? Let's go.
It's coming out with a gaming like opportunities, like much like how cloud gaming is kind of sort of catching on, but not really. How you got Google Stadia has their cloud gaming, Microsoft has their cloud gaming. I'm sure Sony and Nintendo are going to eventually have their cloud gaming. So Netflix is like, hey, let me get into this game. Like, what's this all about? So they have released a platform called Netflix Games for primarily mobile games. And I think it kind of sort of makes sense for Netflix to kind of like differentiate their business, because they kind of like pretty much the number one streaming service right now. So they're probably thinking like, what other like industries can we try to have the same model for? And gaming is like the next thing, right? So it makes sense. I'm not sure if I will ever play a game on Netflix. It just doesn't feel right. Especially me just being used to, console gaming and gaming on, Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo. So I don't know, but just wanted to bring it up because I just thought it was interesting that another like big name company is getting to the game scene.
It's
what do y'all think?
Now, isn't it? It's going on now, right?
Yeah, it just launched this week.
So my problem is we are getting to a point where everyone has their own streaming service. So already just on my computer, I have, an Uplay, I have Epic Games, I have Steam, and these are all just so that I can have access to these other games. So now I'd have to add on Stadia, I'd have to add on Netflix games, and I know competition creates like a good environment for consumers, but at what point do we say that's enough?
Right. Yeah. It's just too much content.
Yeah. There's a lot of content, and they're all spread out on different stores, and it's getting a little the game store section is becoming saturated, not the games. So it's like
I'm low key about to download it right now just to see what it looks like.
All right.
It looks like it's 5 games because it's on right now. It's just on Android, so it's not on iOS yet. So the 5 games they have: Stranger Things 1984, Stranger Things 3, the game, Shooting Hoops, Car Blast, and Teeter Up.
Those games.
Shooting Hoops, that's a basketball game. Car Blast, Teeter Up.
None of those games are on my playlist.
This feels like games you can play on Facebook, like how Facebook.
That's exactly what it. Yeah. So it's not. I don't really consider that like games. I don't know.
Most people don't, except for the people that play them.
Yeah, I mean Farmville was at least at one point like
my farm
played by felt like everybody.
Hey, my farm though, man. Yeah. My farm is the bee's knees.
I played Zombieville.
Yeah.
It's same concept, only there's zombies around. You have to like build up the town and all that crazy nonsense.
Is Farmville still a thing? Let me see. Hold up. Never mind. I'll do that offline. I'm gonna see if my farm's still active.
Yeah.
All right.
Still thriving.
So to round off the topics, we're gonna end with a rumor. So we're gonna go to, there is speculation that Nintendo is working on Metroid Prime 1 remaster. If you
another remaster.
Yeah, if you played Metroid Prime, it came out on the Wii. No, actually, it came on the GameCube. My mistake.
Oh.
Yeah. Metroid Prime.
Like the first 3D.
Yeah.
Metroid.
And when I tell you I loved that game, I hated the GameCube controllers layout, but I got a GameCube just to play that one game. And when I tell you that the experience with that game was amazing.
And it was 3D?
It was 3D.
And you liked it?
Loved it.
Okay. It wasn't open world though. That's what the deal is, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
Yes, for open world games.
Other
than Zelda.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
So, if you're not familiar with Metroid Prime, I think it's the first 3D Metroid game where you have full control over where you shoot and what goes on. So you get to use all of her neat powers in real time in any direction, and it was great. It was crisp, it was smooth, and I loved that game. I played 1, I played 2, I played 3, waiting on 4. But the fact that there's a rumor about Prime coming out is great, because since Metroid Dread just blew me away, now Metroid has all this buzz going, and I think there's some validity to this rumor, and I'm gonna perpetuate it. I'm just gonna put it out there.
Let's make it happen. Speak it into existence, man.
We're gonna have Prime spring 2022.
22. Oh, that's right on the corner. So you think it's like already in development right now?
I think the only reason why they stopped Metroid Prime 4 was because they said no, we're gonna re-release all of the other games first in preparation for 4.
Yep.
So they 1 and then 2 and then 3, and then when the 4th one comes out, they'll sell it all as like a collector's edition.
A bundle.
And I'm gonna buy all of them.
I need to make a game. And remake it like 2 years later. That's what people are doing.
What kind of genre?
I'm gonna make it 2D, so Lawrence will buy it.
Yep.
Okay.
And it's gonna be RPG / sports / and it's gonna be first, third person.
Got it. So you can like switch between first and third.
Okay. Yeah.
So
I'm working on it. I'll get back.
So
I can see that.
Is it gonna be like in Final Fantasy X where that guy fought with a blitz ball?
That guy? How dare you disrespect Waka? What is wrong with you? That guy. Hey, not for nothing though. I was the blitz ball GOAT. You know that first mission, like when you're in a tournament and you're not supposed to win because you trash, but you don't know? Guess who won? This guy. This guy right
Doesn't
here.
that usually like break the game when you win and you're not supposed to win?
I mean, it was on the PlayStation 4, so I guess it was updated by then. But yeah, because it's a part where if you're losing, Waka like swims in to come to try to save the day and like kicks you out. But I'm cold, so Waka just sat on the bench and just held that down.
That's what's up.
That jet shot, man. You can't stop it. Jet shot.
That's what's up.
So I'm gonna admit something that I never wanted to. I've never played Final Fantasy X.
Wait.
I own it.
What?
I own it. It's in my backlog.
What?
It's
wow.
Man,
That's a serious.
I almost cuss. Like fraudulent words just almost came out of my mouth right now.
When did when did that come out?
PlayStation 2. Look, and you want me to tell you what makes it worse? I own it on the Switch and on the PlayStation.
So you bought it twice.
Bought it twice.
Why? Why haven't you played it?
And I'm gonna make it even worse. I played Final Fantasy 15. I played Final Fantasy 13. I played.
What?
I played 12.
Dude, what is like? I'm what? I can't even talk right. What is? Why?
7 remake.
Why?
I beat 7 remake.
Why haven't you? You're not answering my question. Why haven't you played Final Fantasy X? Like, why not?
It's a long game, and I understand. I have stuff I have to do. And like Final Fantasy X is one of those games where like you have to pay a lot of attention and you have to give it a lot of like you gotta dodge lightning.
Wow. I feel like Lawrence, you have a homework assignment, and that's to play Final Fantasy X.
That's what it seems like. And I love Final Fantasy. I love everything about Final Fantasy. 10.
Did you play 10-2?
I have that one as well. I got
never played it.
I bought the 10 and 10-2 on the Switch
combo pack.
So I have it.
Wow, that's I mean, you got to get to it, man. I guess. It feels like it's it's that type of thing.
He got I made him get the goose.
Man, Marcus took that personal, man.
All right, I'm back.
He like legit took that personal. You good? You good, Marcus?
I'm
good?
I'm good. You know, I just had to go like bobsled and had to get the goose.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, so now that you've taken a drink, Marcus,
it's like on that note.
We'll start. What's your most anticipated game?
Oh, I'm here. Okay. My most anticipated game. I'm gonna go with, since I haven't really mentioned Destiny this podcast, it's gonna be Destiny 2. The Witch Queen comes out in February. Just another DLC add-on. Yeah, the enemies are gonna have ghosts and stuff. So if you play Destiny, then you realize how much of a deal that is. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. Are we going to the next question too, or what did I miss when I was getting?
Oh, we were just talking about how my homework assignment is to play Final Fantasy X.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, so that's my most anticipated game. I'm flustered. It's crazy.
Yeah, and what if I keep explaining it just gets worse and worse and worse, because like it's like, well, you played that game and you played that game for 200 hours and you played that game for like 60 hours, but you still haven't even started Final Fantasy X.
I could understand if you didn't like or play those games, but you play those.
I play those games. I own it. I love the. I beat Metroid Dread twice.
So I think my thing is that you bought it twice.
Yeah.
You bought it. You had it on PlayStation, and then you bought it on Switch. So like the back of your mind, you know that it's a good game.
I'm like, I'm gonna play that game. It's just, do I have the time to focus on it? Like there's nothing. I think there's nothing worse in a Final Fantasy game than you having like something that you're supposed to do and you have to remember it, and then you just don't play for a while. It's like, oh, what the crap was I doing? Like Final Fantasy is not a forgiving game once you get to a certain point. Like you're either good or you just die.
Yeah, I'd be curious, like maybe not the next couple episodes, but at some point we got to go through our backlog, and then just to see like what are the games that are on our backlog and how are they ranked. Cause I'd be curious. I'd be curious to see where Final Fantasy X is on your backlog, and if you're gonna play it anytime soon.
Well, see, what's funny is right now it's on the top of my backlog, but there's all these like little caveats. So if we talk about my most anticipated game, Breath of the Wild 2, if Breath of the Wild 2 comes out before I start Final Fantasy X, then Final Fantasy X is gonna have to wait. It's gonna have to wait. Because I have to get more of that. What'd you say it was? Opium?
Yeah, the digital opium.
I gotta get more. Bryce, what's your most anticipated game?
Okay, cool. I didn't miss that. Okay.
I have so many. I think the low hanging fruit would be Halo Infinite. But I don't want to say Halo Infinite because that's the easy answer and that's the expected answer.
Drum roll.
Let me break it into like segments. So my most anticipated game in the next 6 months, there's two. The first one, I think it comes out early. I think it comes out in February or March. I think. But it's Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. For any Borderlands people out there, it's basically a spin-off of a DLC from Borderlands 2, I think it was. And that DLC was just so popular that they finally just took that concept and made a full-fledged game. So it's it's the Borderlands concept. So it's I think it's first person. Pretty sure it's first person. But it's not just a first-person looter shooter. They incorporate fantasy elements, so magic and other like RPG elements. So I'm super excited to kind of see the looter shooter concept morph into like the fantasy magic RPG element too. I'm just curious to see how that plays out because I enjoy the Borderlands games. I think they're fun. I think the dialogue is funny. So I'd say that is my most anticipated game in the next 6 months. That's tied with Horizon Forbidden West.
Yeah, I knew you was gonna say. That's why I didn't say it, because I knew you was gonna say that.
Yeah, because the first game was much like Breath of the Wild, where I spent like 175-ish hours just playing it. Super fun. In my opinion, it's the best single player storyline ever.
Oh, wow.
like the story, like have y'all
Yes, I beat it 3 times.
Yes, like I love, again, like I love sci-fi. I'm a huge sci-fi nut. The storyline, it just drew me in. It made me want to play it more. I think the story is very, very important to games, and that, in my opinion, had one of the best storylines for a game. And I love the way like the third act, or like the way it ended, and just the lore of like the evolution of how things happen. I don't want to give away spoilers or anything, but like how things happened, it just drew me in. So I can't wait to see what they do with Forbidden West. So I say those are my top 2 anticipated games for sure.
I like it.
Yeah, for Forbidden West is definitely on that list as well. So it's not looking good for Final Fantasy X unless I can squeeze it in like right now.
You just keep on adding. Just.
I mean, just set aside like 2 hours today. Just 2 hours. Just start it today, and see what happens. No.
You don't.
No.
I have this.
You don't.
I can't yet. I'm on Octopad Traveler right now. Like it's coming. It's coming.
No.
It's not. It's fine. It's not. But it's fine. It's fine.
Like January.
Your loss. Your loss. It's okay.
All right. So Bryce, what is a hidden gem that you want everyone to look out for?
Well, this hidden gem has been out for a while, and it is, I believe, at this point, it's on all systems. All systems, but no, it's on Switch too. But my hidden gem, it's not a AAA game, it's like a AA game, but it's a Plague Tale.
Plague Tale.
Along with sci-fi, I love stealth games. And the Plague Tale is essentially a stealth game.
I'm the worst at stealth. I'm the worst at stealth games.
Oh,
in every game that has that little stealth, like I'm like, you know what? How bad can it be? I just out.
But even though you don't like stealth games, I would still recommend you just give it a shot.
I love stealth games. I'm just bad at them.
You're just bad at them.
Okay. Because this game, not only does it have like good like game mechanics and stealth gameplay, but this is another one where the story is pretty decent. It's actually pretty good, and they're making a sequel, which I don't know when it's going to come out. I think it's next year. That I'm looking forward to, but that's another one that's good gameplay. Good gameplay, good story, and it kind of went under the radar a little bit. So I definitely say that would be a hidden gem. It's not a AAA game. I think the next game might be AAA, so like not a lot of budget behind it. You can tell that it's not. They don't have a full funding behind them, but even with that just made the game even better because they had to be scrappy with how they developed the game. So, a Plague Tale.
All right. Marcus, what's your hidden gem for the week?
Let's see, y'all switched the question on me, so I have to read. Okay, so my hidden gem, it's not really a hidden gem. It came out for the PlayStation 2. So it is SOCOM 2.
SOCOM.
SOCOM 2.
Throwback.
Yeah.
I love that.
See, originally, my bottle. Lawrence made me drink. He said this fool had the nerve to sleep. My wife just came in. Anyway, so SOCOM 2. I gotta tell you. This fool had the nerve to say he ain't never played Final Fantasy X. Can you believe that? No. That's okay. All right. Anyway, so yeah, SOCOM 2. That was like, I think one of my first like shooting game online multiplayer with the headphones talking crap to people. Like that opened that whole gateway. So like SOCOM 2 walk so Call of Duty can run.
Okay.
You know, I don't know, whatever.
It laid all the foundations. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. I can agree with that because SOCOM was actually fun.
Huh? No, whatever. Anyway, I liked it. It was cool. So, yeah, SOCOM 2. If you have a PlayStation 2, go pick it up. I'm not sure if the servers are still up. You can try. It might be fun. Who knows?
Could it be? Is it backwards compatible on PS5 or?
No.
No.
PlayStation 2. No. So yeah, hidden gem, SOCOM 2. What about you, Lawrence? What you working with over there?
So the game I'm gonna say is not a hidden gem in any sense of the word, except for the fact that not a lot of people play the game. And that's Attack on Titan 2. That game is out on all systems. People watch the anime and they don't realize like the game is just like the anime. Like you pick your favorite character, you build out their whole loadout, and you just go fight Titans. Now it's not for children. It's not easy in any sense of the word. There's a lot of blood, there's a lot of guts, and there are moments in that game that will make you question literally every skill you have. Like I had my eyes on this one Titan, and he was about to die, so I'm going in for the kill move, and then out of the corner of my eye there's some motion, and I got eaten straight mid-air.
What?
Like about to kill. I haven't played the game since then because it hurt my feelings. Because I was on a kill streak, like I was murdering just left and right, and then just and.
So what kind of game is it? Is it like an adventure
it's a
game, like a free roaming game?
Third person action adventure game. And if you don't know about Attack on Titan, so Titans are these giant human-like creatures that are eating people, and the human race has been kind of confined into like a corral area, so they're inside of these walls, and the Titans have gotten into the walls now, so now they're rampaging the city, and you use these what are these stupid things called? It's like mobility gears, and it shoots grappling hooks, and in order to kill these Titans you have to cut them like in the back of the neck. That's the only way to kill them. Everything else like grows back. So you gotta strategize, go in, like cut out the kneecaps, cut off the hands, and then look around, make sure that there's no other Titans around, and then slice off the back of the neck.
That eats you.
Yeah, and it's not for the weak, but that game is a lot of fun, and I promise it's hours of just. And you can get online with somebody else, and the two of you guys can just like destroy areas, or you can die.
Okay, so it's co-op.
Yeah, like
it's co-op.
Yeah, okay. Like that game is nuts, and not enough people play that game, but everyone knows something about Attack on Titan.
Yeah, I know it from like the anime. I didn't even realize it was a game.
And they made two games actually. Attack on Titan 2. They misnamed these games.
Was 2 the first one, and then Attack on Titan the
second
one? Or?
Attack on Titan 1 was the first game, and it went up to a certain point. And then Attack on Titan 2 made that game better, but it started from the beginning. So you don't need to play the first one at all. You can just start from the second one because it goes from the beginning, and it's a better version of the first game. But it goes further into the
remaster.
It goes further into the story. And it's not even a remaster. Like they redid how everything does everything. So
is it like Final Fantasy X-2?
Oh, see, you trying to.
No, because Final Fantasy X-2 uses a lot of the same assets with a different story. Attack on.
How do you know? You don't even know.
I did my research. I did my research. That's why I bought the game twice. I was like, this could be a great game.
So wait, is it like Incredible Hulk and then Incredible Hulk? Because there was two Incredible Hulks. There was the one with Ed Norton, and then there was the other one with the other guy. But they were like the same, like origin, or was it like Spider-Man and like Spider-Man and like Spider-Man.
It's more like Batman and then Batman.
Gotcha.
So like you like this one, and then the next one is like, oh, this is better.
Gotcha.
But it's the same thing, but better.
Okay, I'm with you.
Okay.
So yeah, Attack on Titan 2 gives you, a full meal, but an extra scoop aside.
That's delicious.
All right.
I like food, so that makes sense.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, me too. It's about time.
We done?
So
I'm about to go play Final Fantasy. just for the culture.
Look, okay, look. It's right there. It's in my to play case. It's right there.
Oh, there we go. He got it.
Like, I'm gonna play it. It's there.
It's on deck.
But on that note, we got to get out of here. We got to go eat. It's been a pleasure having you guys' ears. And next time I have a little bit of gameplay of X under my belt.
Uh-oh. I mean, you said it. Now we gotta hold you.
I'm gonna have something. I'm gonna at least
I'm gonna put that topic down for next time. Lawrence, Final Fantasy gameplay feelings, reaction. Yes. And then Bryce, we need to get this editing thing on so we can actually splice in gameplay footage of him playing the game, so he can't have any type of excuses or nothing. Okay, I wrote it down. It's there. In there.
I'm gonna get on that. It's coming. It's coming. But I'm your shyness. Find me on any platform: Nintendo, PlayStation, and on Xbox. My name has hyphens on everything except for Xbox, because Xbox doesn't like hyphens, and it has to be less than 12 characters. I'm at 13. So, go figure. Also the same on Steam and Uplay and every other gaming system that is out.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm M. Same M.111. Just PlayStation, because Xbox and Nintendo, pooey. I'm on that this week. Yeah. So in the the comments and stuff, make sure y'all let us know y'all most anticipated games and your under the radar games. We can have a little dialogue. If you have any questions for us that y'all want us to talk about, put those down there too. Yeah, we out here.
Yeah, and then you got me, Bryce. You can find me at Who Was Bryce Davis on Twitter. I'm also on Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch as This is Ekyurb. This is ECYRB.
Don't look for me on Twitter. Look for me on every other social media platform.
Okay.
All right. You gotta. Are we out?
Yeah. I mean.
All right.
Yeah. So.
All right.
See you.
Peace.